Bob Luddy has made a name for himself as a successful businessman and leader in the region. This started as a young man, even before his military service in Vietnam. Now he's here with us to share some of the ways he was able to take his service, ideas, and determination to make a successful career. Now, Mr. Luddy, how did the war affect your career path?
I think the most important thing I learned from being in the Army is that we have more physical and mental endurance than we ever thought we had. And although it's difficult to go through all the training, it makes the rest of your life actually much easier.
It was a 2-year stint in Vietnam for you, but you did learn a lot of lessons, and you do continue that in your business career that you've had since then, the 40 years since then. Talk about how that structure has helped you as an entrepreneur.
I can remember when I first arrived at Fort Bragg, I said, I didn't volunteer to come here, but I'm going to be here in the Army for 2 years. I'm going to make the best of it. So I think the tenacity, learning how to overcome hardship, learning how to meet people, and how to work under difficult conditions is basically the entrepreneurial experience. So I think it helped me enormously to have the tenacity to be a 40-year entrepreneur.
How did you take your idea of what you wanted to do, and how did you take that and actually put it into effect and make a product? And then how did you make it successful? Again, there's two different things there, making it successful versus making just an idea to become a product.
It is. When the business first started, we were installing fire suppression systems in restaurants. So we had an opportunity to observe commercial kitchen ventilation. And what everybody at the time thought the kitchens were doing okay, I thought they were terrible. You know, there was smoke in the kitchen, they were hot, hoods would arrive late, they were expensive. So I saw an enormous opportunity. And one of the things I learned from my father at an early age, from my mentors, is we can always do things better than they're currently being done. So I decided I was going to devote my life and time to making superior commercial kitchen ventilation systems. And it took a long time, but we ended up being the dominant company in this industry.
How do you you didn't do this all on your own. You did, but you didn't.
Right.
You had other people that you learned from along the way. How important was it to make sure you didn't just isolate yourself completely?
Entrepreneurs are the idea people, but they need an army of people to support those that have expertise in many areas, and that's a key part of the entrepreneurial experience. Additionally, continuous learning. Learn every day, improve every day. Japanese call it Kaizen, is a big part of it. And having a good ear and listen to people who know more than you do, and then evaluate all the information that comes in. But the entrepreneur's got to be able to weave it together and turn it into a success. It takes a lot of humility, it takes good EQ, people skills, but those can be developed in any individual if they work hard enough at it.
And you can't settle. You got to keep growing.
You can never settle. People sometimes ask me in the company, we keep moving forward, we keep changing. Can we just rest for a while? And I say no, because somewhere in somebody's basement, they're plotting to take over our business, and we can't let them do it.
You almost need to come to work every day with your jogging shoes on, because you're not going to slow down.
No, you do. You really do. Competition in any business is absolutely intense, and it never lets up. So it's just like sports. If you want to let up, you retire.
What was a message you would have for veterans at home watching this that want to start their own business, whether they're 21 coming out or they're 45 or 55 retiring from their active service? What do you tell them to make sure they don't forget along the path?
Well, the main thing is to pick a good vehicle. So initially we were installing fire suppression systems. We morphed into commercial kitchen ventilation, which had a much bigger opportunity. And then you have to learn rapidly. You have to gain as much intel and information as you can, and you have to learn to make really good judgments. So really, what is entrepreneurism? It's learning to make excellent judgments. I heard this comment the other day that successful entrepreneurs are not huge risk takers. They learn how to mitigate risk over time because they have more knowledge and maybe they gain some experience. So the entrepreneur is always mitigating risk, but they're taking risks. So from the outside, it looks like a big risk, but the entrepreneur's got it figured out how they're going to manage that risk.
That's no different than being a soldier right there.
Not at all. And matter of fact, one of the reasons we won World War II is the American soldier was more entrepreneurial, more adaptable. It's a big part of our success.